So as we touched upon on the introduction, we are going to have a look at the logical systems on one Juniper VMX device. So what we're going to do, we're going to configure firstly the logical tunnel. So as we can see here, all the interfaces are LT000 dot whichever number we're going to choose. We'll get through that further into the video. So what we need to do is ascertain first whether or not we actually have logical tunnel set up on the actual Juniper device. So let's bring up the command line and let's have a look. So bring up the terminal. Fantastic. Okay, so let's get out of that and let's do a show interface terse, and we can do a match LT. Okay, so it looks like we don't have any logical tunnels set up. So what we need to do, we need to enable these in the actual chassis itself. So let's set that up now. So we're going to configuration mode and we're going to do set chassis, and it's going to be FPC. So you need to use the flexible pick concentrator and the pick that you're using. So it's going to be FPC. If you do a question mark, you can have FPC slots 0 to 11. Now you'd only have these sorts of large slots if you're using something like an MX960 or something. For this virtualized device, it's just FPC 0, and then it's going to be pick 0. If you do a question mark, now you can see you have a few options on here. You can channelize the interfaces, which is not what we actually want to do. We want to, at the bottom there, enable tunnel services. So if we enable tunnel services and then commit and quit. Fantastic. Now you can see when I've done the show interface terse match LT, we have the LT 0/0/0 interface. So we now have our logical tunnels, which we can do, and we will sub interface this logical tunnel all the way down for as many connections as we need. So if we just move the terminal out of the way, as we can see on the actual diagram that we're doing, we've got subunit 1, subunit 2, subunit 34, subunit 43. There's method to my madness. So apart from these two here, which generally don't follow the same naming convention, everything else is exactly the same. So dot 34 is router 3 to router 4. Dot 43 is the connection from router 4 to router 3. We got here LT 000-31, which is router 3 to router 1, and then we have 13, which is 1 to 3. So I'm following that sort of format to make it easier to identify where you actually are when you're looking at interfaces. So if I'm going from configuring PE2 to PE4, then I know it's going to be the logical unit 24 to 2 to 4, and vice versa. Going from routers 4 to router 2, I'm going to do subunit 42, so 4 to 2. It just makes it a lot easier and a lot cleaner. Obviously in your work environment, if you're using logical systems, and a lot of places actually do, because they save a ton of money by not having to have multiple devices to do the same thing, then they may have a different sort of naming convention to what we're going to be using here. This is solely for our own benefit. At the end of the day, you're learning logical systems, so you learn the easy way first and then you improve upon it. So you learn it and then iterate upon what you're actually learning. So what we're going to do, we've now configured or set logical tunnels up initially on the Juniper device, so now we need to start configuring them. So in the next video, what we're going to do, we're going to go through and we're going to start configuring some of these devices, perhaps P1, P2, P3 and P4, so they have connectivity between themselves. Okay, I look forward to seeing you in the next video.